And you talked about alignment to self. How do we really find that balance of aligning to ourselves? Is it a question of saying no to some things so that we can say yes? But how was it for you? How did you align with this since you've been on such a journey yourself?
Yeah, well, alignment's interesting, right? Because it's almost such a buzzword. Like people are just throwing it around everywhere right now. But I always ask, what are you aligning to? So when I say alignment to myself, what I'm really meaning underneath my words is alignment to my soul. Because we can align to our highest self, we can align to our lowest self, we can align to a part of ourself that's really scared. There are many parts of ourselves, but if we're deeply committed to bringing ourselves into alignment with the essence of our soul, and we're tapping into what we're here to do on this planet. We're tapping into our highest potential, our highest purpose, our highest mission. And so every single day, I take some time in the morning and I just put my hand on my heart and I ask myself, how's my soul doing? What does my soul want to experience? What's my soul feeling right now? What would my soul love this morning? How would my soul love to start my day? And I start my day in that way with that deep connection. And the answers often look very different because the soul is not necessarily logical or what our minds are thinking it's going to be like. But if we start nurturing this relationship, we start living a life coming into alignment with our soul. And then we start creating reflections in our 3D physical reality that reflect back our deep relationship with our own soul.
I love that. And I feel like in terms of that, we're very much aligned because for me, everything starts with self. I think before we can be of any contribution, any benefit, the knowing of self and belonging to self, because we all want to belong, don't we? We all want to experience love and we want to be liked. But I think until we like ourselves, until we love ourselves, until we belong to ourselves, can we really make that? And I really can see like what you're saying there about like knowing self and actually taking the time like to listen. And people don't do that, do they?
They don't do that. And you must take the time, you must craft these moments of time to actually listen. I love using the formula you listen, you trust, and then you act, right? Because so many people want to follow the guidance of their soul, but they're not creating the space to listen. And if you start creating space, which can be 1 or 2 minutes, where you just tune in, like, wait, what am I really feeling about this right now? Is this left or this right? Is this up or is this down? Is this person someone good to go into a deeper conversation with or not? And you'll be surprised how quickly the answers come. Your soul knows within the first 3 seconds. The mind then comes in and analyzes with the pros and the cons and the ups and the downs, and this makes logical sense or not. But your soul knows, and we all have access to that gut feeling. How many times have you had a gut feeling? Someone invites you to the party, and deep down you're like, oh, I just don't want to go. And then someone says, oh, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing food, and the best people are going to be there. You're going to be missing out if you don't go. And so you convince yourself to go. And then what happens? You have the worst night ever. And the whole time you're walking around going, I knew it. I shouldn't have come. So we need to listen. Then we need to trust that feeling and then actually act upon it. And sometimes we don't listen. And so you reflect back as to why not. And sometimes you listen, but you don't trust that, yeah, you knew the answer to that. And then you don't act upon it. So you get curious, why not? What pulled me away from that? And it's just like, call it the soul gym, right? We're constantly in this exploration of going deeper and learning when we fall out of alignment so that we can use that polarity to come back into even deeper